Welcome to Crimson Guitars. We don't often build stock guitars, and when we do, it is for the purposes of experimentation and fun at the moment. We are planning a range of our own models that will be stock at some point in the future, but for now and up to this point, it's just been about experimentation and seeing if we can do whatever it is I'm thinking about. And the Sygil guitar is one such instrument. Now, it's not particularly ergonomic. The shape was, it used to be one of our dissident guitars, which is a sort of super strat type double cutaway instrument. But I built this with a flamed pear wood body as an experiment to see what that sounded like, with a flame maple drop, or flamed sycamore English maple drop top, and not realizing that there was a huge inclusion in the wood of the pear, in the middle of the pear wood at this end. And as I carved it, it really, really, really annoyed me. So at some silly hour in the morning, this is when the workshop was in my shed at home, I just drew a shape on and said, there we go, that'll do. And I went a bit crazy with the bandsaw. Well, that was that. Strange shape, why not? The other purpose and main reason for building it was to see if I could do or create an instrument with aluminium binding. And this is something that I had tried really early on in my career and it had failed utterly. And I finally thought, you know what, I can do this now. So I did, and it worked. It's a little bit cold to the touch when you start playing, but once you have been playing for a while, it's actually a very, very warm, because it keeps the heat of the lights in your hand. And it's a rather pleasant feeling instrument. Anyhow, we have had her in stock for a while. Most people aren't interested in such an extreme looking instrument. And however, a young man came along to the workshop with a repair recently, or two, and he fell in love and has since decided that he wants to own the Sygil. And here is what I'm trying to fix. It's a dent right in the corner, right on the edge, sorry. What I should have done is rounded this over a lot more, because with this oil finish, it's not going to protect against that sort of damage. And while the client isn't too worried, we do want to have it as nice as possible before he takes it. So, the first thing to do is plug in my soldering iron. My soldering iron is up to temperature, and essentially what we're trying to do is steam out this dent. Now, if it is a dent rather than a scrape or a scratch, basically what's happened is the wood has been compressed in that spot. And what we're trying to do is decompress it by using heat and steam. So I've made a nice little pad of tissue, and if my soldering iron is in the right place, you put the water over the dent and try and expand it out. And essentially I'm pushing steam through and not burning anything, which is the goal. Now this works on dents of all shapes and sizes. And essentially I can feel that this is working. And it's going to be much, oh, there's no water there. Now the nice thing is sometimes this even does work through an oil finish. I'll change my focus. I need a little bit more water on here, because obviously that's just gone up in steam. And I'm going to change my focus. My finger tells me that the dent now is more on the side there. Oh, that's much better. I can't tell you how many times this method has saved my bacon. A lot of guitar building is about fixing mistakes, or not even mistakes, just horrible things that happen because we're working with wood, really. Wood is a harsh mistress. She can be very troublesome, but also at times like this, she can make your life much easier by taking on a bit of water. There we go, and that is pretty much, yeah, pretty much perfect.